answers for a while, and I found none for any of those religions. And I even had here on YouTube a Muslim try to convince me that the Quran is the truth, and it provided all the answers for life, and they were written there in the Quran. And I even looked into that. I was like, well, that's just another derivative of the Bible that was written, 400 years after the Bible. And so I just read it, and it was as much, I'll just say it, BS as the Bible. The Bible, for me, is like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. And a lot of people say, well, you're just not believing the message, and you don't have enough faith in the message. And there is no message. As far as I can see, it's a bunch of people writing about different things with a common theme, and I don't know. Like, for instance, you have the Ten Commandments that Christians love to use, and yet what a lot of people don't realize is there are dozens and dozens of commandments that were laid out in the Bible, and a lot of them just are silly. Like you don't lay a goat, you don't cook a goat in its mother's milk or something like that. I forget what the exact quote is. It's just like, ugh, what? It just didn't make sense for me. But again, I'm not here to preach religion to you. I'm not here to convince you of any religion. I'm here to play Minecraft. I'm just telling you my personal story. And whatever you believe is what you believe, and I'm fine with that. So let's all play Minecraft. So that was my strange journey over the past few weeks, is the look into creationalism. Wow. And me getting to learn more about evolution and how it actually works, and the different classifications and whatnot. That was the awesome part of it. And that's the thing, is always look into the sources. Where are people getting their information, and is it verifiable? Is it testable? And what kind of conclusions are you going to come up with looking at this information? And you can't say that if something is overly complicated, it can't be true. It's like, say, well, they're just muddling up the issue to make it more complicated, to make it look more real. Well, you still have to try to do the work. And if you can't do the work yourself, try to find somebody who will help you through that work. Don't be ignorant. That's all I'm saying. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean it's not real. What else was I going to say? My memory is just so wacky lately. I'm stressed out too. I'll tell you that. And the reason why I've been doing so few videos is because we're in the middle of deciding whether or not to move and whatnot, and we're always trying to figure out how to maximize our money and all this real life stuff, and life gets crazy. So if I'm not putting out as many videos and I'm not doing the things I'm saying, it's because there are things going on in life, and I am working on some serious projects in the background. The Machinima and YouTube is kind of like a secondary thing to me. And if these projects go through, I have a chance to do other things. As you know, one of them is Roxivia, which has been so far a great opportunity. But I mean, it's a beginning opportunity, but it's an opportunity I'm willing to take up. And the other is the comic book and graphic illustrations for the TV show that I've been mentioning for months and months and months, that I'm really not allowed to talk about. And this... oh no, a volcano! And that is getting pitched in March. After all this time, finally, it's going through, and the guy who created this whole series that he's doing is going to LA, and he's going to be pitching it to the people who will either produce it or won't produce it, And it is I will say it's a really out there idea. And I don't think anybody has ever done this type of project in the context that it's being done in. The main theme, the kind of the background to it. I mean, lots of people have done what is being done in the show, but not the way it's being done for this show. So it's gonna be interesting. And if that pans out, your friend GrimGary here. You're the head of the minions. I hate calling you minions. It sounds so degrading, like you're my underlings. No, you're all my equals, because we're all human. Keep drifting. That's accidental. It's not something intentional that I'm doing. Yeah, the potential of this project is immense. So, and I hope to meet lots of movie stars, because that would be interesting. So yeah, things have been stressful, and mainly it's because we're deciding whether or not to move, because our lease is up, and I think I discussed that in another video briefly. And one of the main issues is the amount of money we have as income compared to the place that we live right now. We live in what you would term mid to high range income areas. This town is pretty expensive to live in. We have probably the lowest rent in our town, the bare median minimum. We're listed as the town we live in is listed at an average rent of $1,500 per month. That's just average. And we have shoreline, and if you want to get something right on the shore, you're looking at $2,000 and up easily, which is fine for people with incomes that are steady and in the upper area. But we are low income, trying to live in this medium to high income area, and it's a struggle. But the best thing about it is the schools for Joey, who I'll discuss in a minute actually, because he likes when I discuss him. It's the schools around here, and his teachers are pretty good. My God, we're back out in the ocean, people, and we're gonna make 40,000 no problem for session 5. But his teachers are awesome, and the school is really good. So we want to try to stay in this area. If we can't, we can't. But we'll try to do the best we can. And for Joey being autistic, there are always special education. And here I am turning again. There are always special education programs in any public school that you go to. Sharks. It's Shark Week. Try to squeeze between the sharks and the manta rays. And the jellyfish. So yeah, we just want to try to find the best options for what money we have. That's life stuff, though. That must be boring to you guys. So anyway, Joey, as I said, he had his laptop is completely dead. I'm pretty sure the power input and motherboard are shot on it. I'm not the biggest expert on laptop electronics repair. I've done it before, but it's just basically replacing parts. But me determining whether or not the parts are actually bad, I have nothing to test it against. So to me, the laptop is dead, and for us to repair it would break our budget. But I have an IBM Lenovo laptop that was originally my father's before he passed away last year, and I had just been using it as a spare laptop, and it's also the server that the temporary server that I use for any of the multiplayer stuff that I do. And without it, I really can't do any personal multiplayer stuff. In fact, I have to borrow it back to do Ender Swift stuff and things with Dan021 from Joey. So whether or not we're going to be doing G and Joe, we'll see. If I can run the server on this computer that I'm running the Million Block Walk on, the Million Block boating trip, then that's what I'll do. But if it doesn't work out, because it might create additional lag, seeing that there's probably so much land over there, but I can't even. We're just gonna keep advancing forward because we're at 38,000. So, wow, I've been talking your ears off. You're probably all like, God, just get on with it. And I think I'm gonna get on with it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break. Recording here. I'm not sure exactly how long I was recording. I should keep track of that. But I'm gonna, as soon as I reach 40,000, I'm gonna kind of just do a fast forward video, or not talking, just play some video, not play some video, but play some music, and just, for one single episode, we'll just, advance a little bit, because this is kind of boring, and the sun's going down, so who knows what I'm going to run into. Luckily, no earthquakes. I'm speaking way too soon. An earthquake at night would make this way interesting. So, and I'm actually surprised that I have made it almost 40,000 blocks without dying. I am so death prone in this game. It's a joke. And I'm always getting myself into situations where I perish in Minecraft. Like, you've probably seen it with me playing with Dan and the recent Minecraft adventure abuse. I just die. I run into these situations and I just die. And maybe it's just because I don't really think about things. I like the comical side of things. I don't take it seriously. So if I die, I just laugh it off. But here, this is hardcore, and I've made it, almost 4% of my goal, which, when you think about it, is not much compared to the overall goal, but it is a lot compared to what I've done so far. I mean, we're talking, this is going to be 20-some odd episodes as of, oh god, it's getting really dark. It's a half moon. But it is a lot of work. We've come this far. I think I'll take a break and just kind of do a musical journey into the far, 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 far realms. I didn't even sing this episode. Wow. Alright, well, let's do some advancing as soon as we get to 40,000. Yeah, that's what we'll do, because we're almost there. I just have to keep an eye out for the swimming things and land. I think we're going to reach 40,000 before we even find land again. So, a million block boating trip. And I'm actually surprised on how much land I found. So, wow. It's really dark. I would turn up the brightness, but I don't want to. It makes it more interesting. We're approaching a missing zone here. Don't want to really run into those, just in case there is a little block of land or something in there. Just like there's a little stint of land to my right. But now I can't. Now that the sun is set, I can't even really go onto land because if I do, there's probably critters there and they'll kill me. And I'm not afraid to fight. Don't get me wrong, but I am afraid to die. And every time I load this series up to do it, I get a little nervous, and that just seems to be a shallow water area. I can't tell, it's so dark. Oh, shallow water, okay. Ooh. I didn't even notice that in time. That could have been bad. But we're almost at 40,000. And that's because we've been boating for most of these episodes here. I think this might be maybe three episodes. I'm not going to recap for this session, because look at it. It's freaking water. I can show you the ocean again. Isn't that fun? Maybe I should just go until dawn. It's just coming up on midnight now. La 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 la. So maybe the lands are going to get strange as I head further and further to the north. The closer I get to million. Anyway, I do want to do like an hour-long episode. The problem is I have to dedicate time with my computer to do it. I like to do it when I'm sleeping. So, and here we are, coming up on 40K, baby. 40K, woohoo, 4% to a million. And of course I have to go an extra 300 because I started at negative 300. And we're at negative 40,000. And now I have the hiccups. So yeah, take a little break and set up some music, and we'll fast forward through what may be the next 10,000 blocks. Who knows how long the ocean will actually last. Alright, so I will see you after the little music thingy.
You may well decide whether mankind is bettered or destroyed by the products of science.